Ma'am, before the story even begins, let me ask you something. Have you ever lost someone so deeply that your whole world froze at that moment? If yes, then stay with this story till the very end, because what happens here will touch your heart in ways you won't forget. And if such emotional stories move you, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us bring more stories that heal, inspire, and stay with you long after the screen fades to black. The rain had been falling since morning, the kind that blurs the city lights and makes even million-dollar buildings look lonely. Inside a luxury women's charity gala, chandeliers sparkled, expensive dresses whispered across marble floors, and soft music played, but none of it touched Anaya Mera's heart. She was a self-made millionaire, respected, admired, and envied. Yet behind her confident smile lived a pain no amount of money could erase. 10 years ago, her 5-year-old daughter, Ria, vanished from a crowded railway station. No witnesses, no clues, just a pink hair clip found near a bench. Since that day, Anaya lived, but never truly breathed again. Every year, she hosted this gala for missing children charities, not because it healed her, but because it was the only way she could still feel connected to her lost child. As she stood near the stage, listening to applause, her eyes drifted to the exit doors again and again, as if expecting a miracle to walk in. People thought she had moved on. They were wrong. She had simply learned how to hide the broken pieces. That was when she heard a small, trembling voice behind her. "Ma'am, I know that missing child." Anaya froze. Her heart skipped so violently it felt painful. Slowly, she turned around. Standing there was a thin teenage girl, maybe 15 or 16, wearing a simple dress, shoes worn at the edges, hair tied loosely as if she hadn't expected to be anywhere fancy tonight. Her eyes held fear, but also determination. Security immediately stepped closer, but Anaya raised her hand, stopping them. "What did you say?" Anaya asked, her voice calm on the surface, but shaking underneath. The girl swallowed hard. "The child on your posters, the one with the pink hair clip. I know her." The world around Anaya seemed to fade. Music stopped. Applause disappeared. All she could hear was her own heartbeat. She crouched down slowly so her eyes were level with the girl's. "What's your name?" Anaya whispered. "Aisha," the girl replied. I didn't come here to cause trouble. I just saw her photo outside. I couldn't ignore it." Anaya took Aisha to a quiet room away from the crowd. Her hands trembled as she offered the girl water. "Tell me everything," she said, barely able to breathe. Aisha nodded. "I grew up in a small town. There was a woman everyone called Auntie. She took in lost kids, orphans, at least that's what we thought. One girl there, her name was Ria. She used to cry at night. She said her mama would come for her." Anaya's eyes filled instantly. Hearing her daughter's name from a stranger's mouth felt unreal. "How old was she?" Anaya asked. "She was about my age now, I think. She had a scar near her eyebrow, and she used to hum a song when she was scared." Anaya broke down. That scar had come from a fall in their garden. That song, Anaya used to sing it to Ria every night. There was no doubt anymore. Her body shook as years of suppressed grief came crashing out. She covered her face, sobbing like she had never allowed herself to sob before. "Where is she now?" Anaya cried. "Please, where is my daughter?" Aisha looked down. She disappeared again. "When I was small, men came one night. After that, Ria was gone. I never saw her again." Hope and heartbreak collided inside Anaya's chest. Her daughter was alive once, maybe still alive. That single possibility reignited a fire inside her that had been dying for years. The next days turned into a storm. Anaya reopened the case with full force. Private investigators, old police files, CCTV footage from a decade ago re-examined with new technology. Aisha stayed with Anaya, not as a witness, but slowly, like family. The millionaire woman who had everything learned what it meant to sit on the floor with a scared girl, listening to her nightmares, holding her hand when she cried. There were setbacks, leads that led nowhere, people who lied for money. Nights when Anaya screamed into her pillow, fearing she was chasing a ghost. But she didn't stop. She couldn't. Not now. Not when her daughter's name had been spoken again after 10 years of silence. Then, one evening, a call came. A woman matching Ria's description had been found in a remote area, working at a roadside cafe. She had no documents, No memory of her childhood. Just a faint scar near her eyebrow. Anaya drove for hours, heart pounding with fear. What if it wasn't her? What if she was too late? When she finally stepped into the cafe, her legs nearly gave way. Behind the counter stood a young woman with tired eyes, but when she looked up, something ancient and familiar stirred between them. Anaya walked closer, tears streaming. She softly sang the lullaby she used to sing every night. The girl froze. Her hands trembled. Tears filled her eyes. "My mama used to sing that," she whispered. In that moment, the world healed itself. Mother and daughter collapsed into each other's arms, crying, laughing, breaking, and rebuilding all at once. 10 years of pain dissolved into one unstoppable flood of love. Aisha stood at the doorway, watching with tears in her eyes. She hadn't just reunited a family, she had found one of her own. Anaya later adopted Aisha, proving that sometimes, the child who brings you a miracle is also the one who needs saving. This story reminds us that hope doesn't die, it waits. That even in the darkest years, one brave voice can change everything. If this story touched your heart, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Because somewhere out there, another story is waiting, and maybe, just maybe, it will remind someone that miracles are still real.